Hi everyone, this is Demari, and you're here watching the light work reading for the sign of Virgo. Now, just to let you know that depending on where you watch this in regards to your birth chart, this will resonate on a different level. So, for example, if you're watching from your sun sign, then this will really resonate on a soul level. If you're watching it from your moon sign, then this will be more geared around your emotions and your principles, how this will affect your beliefs as well. And if you're watching from your rising sign, this is more in regards to what you aspire to have as an inspiration in your life. So this is what will give you that inspiration and desire to be aligned more in a certain way. Okay, so it will have some kind of positive influence on your path, right? So just so you're aware. And then to begin with, I'm going to start with the Work Your Light Oracle deck, because these cards are really great for doing, soul mission readings, all kinds of light work stuff in general. So that's why I'm going to be pulling these two cards first, and then we'll move on to the tarot to clarify. So let's see. So to begin with, I just want to pull the first card, which is in relation to what you're leaving behind, the circumstances, thoughts, feelings, behaviours, or individuals that do not serve your purpose. Okay? So what is it that Virgo is moving away from? Okay. And this is, you've got the Warrior Woman card. Have you answered your deepest calling? Okay. So I feel like this is really the energy you're stepping into, that you're representing, right? Rather than walking away from. But I feel like maybe you've been ignoring that. Maybe you've been ignoring the call that's been reaching out to you. There may have been some information that was trying to be relayed, and you've not been receiving it because your attention was elsewhere. You may be getting distracted by circumstances or individuals that are keeping you away from your true path. So I'm going to read this for you, just to give you a bit more guidance from the person who created it. So, you are here for a reason. You are being called to bravely pave a path. Have you answered your highest and deepest calling? Living a heart and soul-led life is not all fluffy and smooth sailing. Living a heart and soul-filled life requires courage to triumph over fear. So often our fears are the gatekeepers to our greatest gifts, and the more resistance we have toward answering a call, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Sometimes fear is an indication that we are facing the right way. Joan of Arc was known for her courage, and her famous line, "I am not afraid, I was born to do this." But the thing about courage is that it's not possible without fear. So if you are feeling afraid of what is courage, if you're feeling afraid, what is needed is courage. And courage comes from living from the heart. Think of your fears as opportunities to expand rather than things that are holding you hostage. If you look into your fears in this light, then as uncomfortable as it may feel, it's actually a sign that you are on the right track, right? So this is the thing. So I feel like there's been some hesitancy with really stepping into your power because of either your own fear or the fear of what others may think, right? Or how that will affect others, those around you. But I feel like, yeah, it's definitely it's an anxiety-based energy that you're kind of coming out of, because you really know that you have to step into this call that you have, right? So I feel like you are going to be asked to do something very what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's going to require bravery, right? Because you're kind of, like it says, you're paving a path. So it's likely that you're going to be walking a path that not many have walked in before you. Or you're going to be adding something to that path that the world truly needs right now. So it's going to take courage on your part. It's okay to be afraid while you're doing it, because you are putting yourself out there. But it's exactly what's needed right now, and you're being called to do this because you are fit for the job, right? You're the best person for this work. And that's why, you know, it's kind of like this. I really feel like it's like that, you know, how the whole King Arthur and Excalibur story. I feel like the sword is Excalibur, and you're kind of stepping into that power. You see all the light surrounding her and the sword shining. I feel like that's the energy that you're stepping into, that you've been called by Excalibur, and it's been waiting for you to take up the sword, right? Because you're the chosen one, all right? And that's the kind of energy that you embody. So that's what you're walking into. Like, I know this is my path and this is what I'm walking into, because there's no other way. Every time I try and steer away from it, I just keep being brought back to this circumstance, where I keep being faced with the same situation. So that's really interesting. This could be a very, very interesting read for you, Virgo. And especially because, you know, you really do have this very no-nonsense sense of morality about you generally. You know, I'm not surprised that this actually came out for you. So let's have a look at the next card then, and this is in relation to what your soul is asking for. What is it that it's calling you toward? Because this is letting you know that there's no way of running away from this, that you have to answer the call. So I'm wondering, what is the call for you? Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay, that's interesting. You see all those animals there? You know, you've got the self, all of these animals, and then like an ancestor spirit watching over you. Interesting. So I'm just going to read from the booklet for you on this one, to give you more information on that. But it's very much to do with nature magic, you know, animal spirits, ancestor energy, that sort of thing. Like really keeping the light and sharing the ancient wisdom of the earth and from those before us with the people of today. You know, the ancient knowledge that's getting lost, right? That's kind of what you're stepping into, I feel, with this card. So, yeah, I just want to give you a bit more information in relation to that. So, you are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of the earth, who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The keepers of the earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand for them, to devote your life to protecting the earth in your unique way. It's time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or people flocking to help you in your work. The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. You deserve to be rewarded for the work that you are doing. You do not need to do it alone. Call upon the keepers of the earth to help you in your mission. Open up your heart and your mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. What kind of support do you need? Call it in right away. Okay, so that's the thing. You're already, so it's like you already started to do the work. You know, you've been kind of already vocalizing certain aspects of it, and even taking action. Maybe you've been volunteering in an animal shelter. Maybe you've been doing some humanitarian work. You know, volunteering in some way to help those in less fortunate situations. You know, maybe you've been doing some like counseling work with animals. You know how they have like animal therapy, stuff like that. There's many different ways in which you could already start to look into this, but it's really saying that that your actions are being noted and that you're being supported in this, and to keep going. That, you know, the only thing that's hindering your progress is your belief that you're not being supported, that you're alone in this, right? Because you've taken up the sword, you think, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to have to do all this by myself. I'm stepping, like, out there into the unknown by myself. Everyone's going to be looking at me, and how am I going to do this? But actually, you are being supported. You're being supported by, you know, the earth itself, Mother Gaia. You're being supported by, you know, the animal spirits and energies. You're also being supported by the ancestors, right? So you have a lot of support around you right now. So you just have to connect with them, and then you'll feel it, okay? So I just want to pull some of the tarot now. So firstly, I'll pull 3 cards from the Wild Unknown tarot deck. And this will give me an opportunity to see where it is that you're coming out of, like a recent past, where it is that you are currently, and where you'll be heading in the near future in regards to this work. So what circumstances, behaviours, thoughts, feelings, or individuals even that you're walking away from? What has just been left in your recent past for Virgo? Okay, there was a few cards I wanted to jump out there, but I just need one for now. Okay, so you've got the Father of Cups in the upright. So yeah, I feel like you've been feeling actually very emotionally abundant as of late, because the Father of Cups represents the King of Cups, right? Good fortune, but you feel like it's being maybe misdirected. You feel like you've got all of these good things coming in, but you feel like maybe that you're not giving back enough, and that's why you have this urge. And that's why you're kind of looking at your life like, okay, I feel great, but I have these wonderful things happening for me, but I still feel the need to be doing more, because I feel like there is so much wrong right now in the world. There's so many things that are out of balance that need addressing. So I feel like I need to give back in some way, right? So your cup is full, so that means you feel like you're ready to pour into others, which is exactly what you should be doing, right? That's what we should all be doing. When our cup is full, that's the perfect time to then pour back into those who need it, right? So, you know, it's a wonderful thing that you're already feeling and thinking that way, because not everyone does. So, that's great. So now I'm just pulling the card for your current circumstance, and you've got the Devil card, right? Don't get scared. It's not scary, I promise. Even though it's a dark card, it's not doom and gloom. It's just reminding you that you are being supported, that you're feeling sort of being alone and having this great task ahead of you. While it is a great task, you are being supported. You're not alone. You were never alone. The ancestors were with you the whole time. You know, you've had all these different energies, nature energies, animal spirits coming in and out of your life. You just didn't necessarily realize they were there. So it's really calling upon you to really connect with that energy, and then you'll realize that just how supported you really are. You know, this card deals with illusion, and that's the illusion that you're alone. Because if you start really feeling the pressure of it and thinking you're alone, that can make you buckle. So it's really important that you connect and get that, you know, support and that energy coming in for you, okay? So they can truly support you in the way they wish to. So moving into your near future, you've got the Two of Cups, which is very interesting. So it could be that as you step into this, you'll really start to connect with your highest aspect, which is likely anyway. But I feel like more than that, I feel like there's going to be kind of a soul level connection that you will make with not only your guides and the ancestors and these nature spirits, but I feel like there will be this really profound, potentially romantic connection that you'll make. You know, someone who feels really passionately about the work that you're stepping into and being called to do, that is enamored of you, you know, enamored of the fact that you've really taken up the sword and, you know, are going boldly into this direction. I think they're going to be in awe of your courage, and that's what's going to draw them to you, right? They're going to be inspired by you, but more than that, they're going to be enamored of you. That's what I feel like. So don't be surprised if someone ends up making their feelings known in the not too distant future. Okay. Yeah, I feel like they're going to want to be a support for you, and that, you know, they want to take away some of the anxieties that you've had, some of the worries and that fear that you may be going into this alone, walking into this alone. They want to give you that support. So I feel like it will be on a romantic level. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. So let's have a look then in terms of your message for unifying the self, right, in spirit. So that what that means is, you know, taking the light and shadow aspects of yourself and finding a way to bridge them so that they're harmonizing with each other and singing from the same song sheet, rather than feeling like they're at odds, right? Because they're not. They're two poles on the same scale. They're not in opposition, right? They can actually harmonize beautifully if you do the work. So this is what it's about. This is your message for helping you to do that, so you feel that you're operating from your highest potential, right? So you got the Ten of Cups. So you really need to let go of any anxieties, worries, you know, anything that makes you feel less than capable. You need to let go of that, because you are capable. Ooh, something else flying out there. Yeah, justice, right? You are capable. You are more than capable. And, you know, depending on how you choose to view it and feel about it, it's going to affect, you know, just what you do and how successful you are within this. So it's important that you address that. Yeah, Father of Wands in reverse. So you have to address how you're feeling and keep your emotions in check, because, you know, even though, yes, it is scary and it's okay to be afraid, you have to know that you're being supported, that you're going to be supported in the astral and the physical realms. So there's no need to worry. And if you are feeling particularly anxious, or you come to feel particularly anxious, it's worth looking at some breathing exercises, meditation, yoga, things like that will really help you manage it. There are a number of things that can really help with anxiety and you know, worry. So it's worth looking into that to help you manage it, and then you'll be operating from a much clearer, more positive space and state of mind. Yeah, it'll give you that stable foundation that you need to do the work. Okay, so let's have a look then in terms of the message for unifying with others. So how you can really spread this message of how you can really do the work, you know, to keep that ancient wisdom alive and really share it with the rest of the world. So how can Virgo do this? Okay, you have to show them the consequences of their current actions, right? The things that people don't see. You see how the bull has got like a sword straight through the eyes, as dark as that is, right? that's kind of what's going on right now. Like, people don't want to see the reality of the circumstances, right? They don't want to see the reality of their world, but you need to remind them of that. And that what will happen if we continue that way, because I think you will get that insight, you know, and that's what kind of will make you feel a bit scared as well, because you'll get the insight from the ancestors, and you'll just be like, you know, you have like a holy shit moment, you know, like, this is terrifying, you know, this is really bad, we can't allow it to go down this path. So it's not there to like scare you, it's just there to give you the awareness and the knowledge, so you know that if things do not change, this is what's going to happen, right? So you're going to have to kind of give people the wake-up call. That's why you're the warrior woman, that's why you're holding the sword, right? The sword of truth, I feel like that represents, you know? Because they've been hiding from it so long, you know? They're even willing to put all those swords in themselves in order to not have to deal with the truth, but they can no longer do that, okay? It's not possible. It's time to face facts, okay? And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be really brutally honest with people, and just hit them where it hurts, unfortunately. They need that rude awakening, so that's what you're going to have to do. And then from there you can really start to offer solutions, which will be guided to you as well through the ancestors. So what is the overall energy for this read? Ooh. Yep, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So that really, having that in reverse really says to me that, yeah, that you're going to help, you're going to be one of the catalysts for this change, right? That you're going to show people on this planet the consequences of their actions and inaction, okay? And that through that, you're going to start to manifest a new reality. You're going to help be a catalyst for that. So that's why it's really important that you give them kind of this wake-up call. You have to knock down all of those illusions first, so that you can show them the alternatives, and then you can start to build them, right? So that's why I feel like that's the overall energy here, that you have to be the voice for truth, right? That the universal truth will come through you, and you will share that, so that then you can do the work to help change the current circumstances. So I just want to clarify this reading and before we finish, because obviously it's good to get as much information as possible. I am sorry these videos are quite long, but I think it is really important, particularly with the light and shadow work, to be detailed. With the general ones, they'll be much shorter. So if you prefer shorter readings, you're welcome to just wait for those. But if you are really interested in this message, then let's go ahead. So to clarify the Father of Cups, which is what you've just come out of, past-wise, this is the Two of Swords in reverse. So, yeah, I feel like because of that abundance you have, because you're feeling your cup is full, because you feel very centered, you know that it's the right decision to make. And that it's not just something that's been pushed onto you, it's something that you've decided within yourself as well. So it's like your ego and your spirit is singing from the same hymn sheet, right? That you know it's the right thing to do, it's logical, that it's the only way in which we can really change things, because none of what's happening makes any sense to you right now, right? So this is the clarity that you feel is needed moving forward, right? So already, I just wanted to clarify the Devil card. And you've got the Three of Cups in the upright and the Queen of Cups as well. Both of them, boom. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's exactly it, like what I was saying before, that your feelings of being alone and, being forced to do something that puts you in a very vulnerable position, is illusionary. That's just your fear, talking really, and your anxieties. That fear aspect is kicking in, but that's not how you truly feel about it, and you know that's not true. You are being supported, but you're going to have to reach out. The ancestors are there cheering you on. I feel like this represents them, the Queen of Cups. They're there cheering you on. And with the Three of Cups as well, that's kind of a very celebratory card. That's union, right? And self-mastery, and being self-aware, sort of self-efficient, I guess. So I feel like, that's really coming through at the present time. That, there is going to be this union with you, or reunion rather, between you and the ancestors and these animal spirits as well. So that's really beautiful, and that's where you're going to get this connection and fulfillment and this knowing that your path is being supported, and that you are on the right path, and it's just going to feel right to you on every level. So let's clarify these Two of Cups, because that's the really interesting aspect of this reading right now, because I think this is going to come as quite a surprise to you, that you're not going to expect this unconditional love and support from this person that comes in. So I really want to clarify more about that, because I do feel like there is a romantic connotation now, not just because it's the Two of Cups, but because of just this feeling of it being unexpected as well, and this person's really going to be enamored of what you're doing, and the work and how you present yourself. So I think it's going to come as kind of a shock to you, especially because you have been feeling like you're doing everything alone, or will be doing everything alone. So let's just clarify the Two of Cups for Virgo. This is someone that's going to be very like-minded, I feel. But tell us more. Something's flicked over. Justice. Okay. So this is going to be like your karmic reward, right? For really stepping up. Because they want you to be feeling as supported as possible, I feel. So they're going to bring someone into your life that's really going to make you feel like you are, and that they're on your wavelength. Just don't allow your past circumstances in regards to relationships dictate how you view this person, because I feel like with the Tower that maybe you were hurt in a previous relationship, and that this might make you feel like it's too good to be true, that it's being it's something that's being built on unstable ground, unstable ground, that it's not sincere, but it will be. So you need to trust in that and trust your instincts. Don't let your past dictate your future. Knight of Wands energy there. So you have to take them as they come, because they are going to come in offering you support and wanting to help you in any way they can with this work that you're doing, this calling. So you really want to embody this, because otherwise if you're worried about this person walking away or being insincere, then that's going to affect your overall energy, and it's important that you maintain it, right? And that you trust in your instincts, that you trust that you have everything you need. This person just wants to provide that additional support, but you're not reliant on it, so there's no need to fear. You just have to go with your instincts and trust that everything's working out in your favor, right? But that's going to be you. I feel like this right here is really what you're stepping into. That you're going to have a lot of control and influence, you know, in your life, and that influence is going to be spread into the lives of others in a very positive way, though. So let's have a look at clarifying the message for the union of self. So you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, I feel like, you know, because you were not really fulfilling your destiny, at least that's how you feel it, that's what had you feeling that you're not operating at your best, that you're not offering the best version of yourself to the world. So now that you're doing that, now you're stepping into that, you really will feel very differently. You will feel like, you know, you're on top form, because it's not that you're not balanced and you have low self-esteem. I feel like you are feeling fairly balanced, you know, pretty balanced right now, but it's just because you know that you've not been doing the work to the level that's required of you. You've really just been feeling that you're kind of cheating yourself and the world, because you have so much more to provide. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles in the upright. You have so much more to give. So it's time to really come out of that, you know, hole of wondering whether or not you should move forward in this journey. It's time to move forward. So let's have a look at the Ten of Swords in the upright then. How you can unify with others. So you got the Hierophant in reverse. Speak your truth, essentially. Just speak your truth, because it's being, the message is being vocalized through you, not just by you, but through you. You're kind of a conduit for that message from the ancestors. So just speak your truth. Even if people, you know, challenge you on it, that's fine. Don't get angry or upset. Just, you know, stand firmly in your beliefs and the message you're conveying, and explain it in the most clearest and concise manners as possible, while maintaining composure, because obviously there are going to be people that will try and trigger you as well, because they don't want to hear what you have to say. But don't stop speaking your truth. Keep speaking your truth. And the people that are ready to receive that message will really stand by you, because you're going to do some work. You're not just going to communicate these ideas, you're actually going to take action as well. So people will come on board with, you know, whatever act you are guided towards doing. But I feel like it is going to be very much related to animals. For some of you, it will be more humanitarian. I think a lot of you, it will be in relation to maybe animal protection, animal rights, you know, banning trophy hunting, you know, saving species like conservation work. There you go. Got it out there eventually. Conservation work, things like that, to restore balance in the natural world, right? Because things are like really out of whack right now. So I feel like you're going to do some work in relation to that to help restore balance. Maybe that you'll do some other environmental work. Yeah, create that stability on the physical plane. So it'll be something in relation to nature in some way, whether it's humans, animals, or plant life. or the environment in general. In some way you're going to be doing some work in relation to that. So it may be that you set up an organisation, a charity, an event, a think tank, create an invention, practical solutions, volunteering, anything along those lines. One of those will probably resonate with you more than the others, and that's the kind of work that you'll be stepping into moving forward. So let's just have a look at this overall energy, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, and clarify that for you. So, clarification for Virgo. There you go. So you got the 7 of Swords in the upright. So it's really, I think it's really about waking people up from the current deception, because they're not being told all the facts, right? Yeah, you just got the Moon card as well come up, and I'm going to leave that there too, because that's very essential to the message. Yeah, you're coming in with the Sword of Truth to eradicate the deception that's been going on for too long. There's a lot of things that have been hidden from us intentionally to serve the agenda of the few. And you're coming in with the truth, and you're not dealing it lightly either. You're just coming in, ablaze with the truth and really shining a light on what the real circumstance is, what the truth is behind what's happening, so that people are aware and they have the knowledge to really consider what needs to be done, right? Because you're not just going to provide, you're not going to just highlight the issues, you're also going to help create solutions, right? But obviously, first of all, you need to come in with the truth, right? And that's going to be guided divinely, right? You're going to have that, in terms of that, you're going to embody that High Priestess energy. That wisdom will come through you. So yeah, I feel like, that's the key here. That people have been in the dark too long about certain aspects of themselves and how we're going about things in life. And you're really just going to come in with this clear, strong message of truth, so that you can banish away any illusions or misguided judgments or denial that people have over the circumstance. And then you can offer the solution, and you'll actually take action to make that come to light, to be a part of the reality, right? The overall reality. And then you will obviously find support within that. There will be people that will support your mission. There'll be a romantic connection made through that work. Probably before you actually even really truly embark on it, I feel like someone's going to see what you're planning to do and really will come in to try and help support that and make it come to light, right? So that's an incredible read for you, Virgo. I feel like that's so aligned with your energy as well, because I feel like you really will come from a very grounded place of, morality and justice, So I'm not surprised the Justice card is there in your reading either, because I feel like you're going to embody that energy, in terms of making these changes, so that it does create some kind of sense of equilibrium again here on Earth. So I hope that was, I know that was quite a lot to take in, but hopefully that will make sense to you and resonate. So do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications so you know when the next reading's coming. So thank you, Virgos. Have a lovely day, evening, wherever you are, depending on that. And I will speak to you guys very soon.